Japanese words. Like,
Yes.
I also agree.
All right, I'm gonna start playing the music.
All right. I hear it myself. Okay.
Oops.
Hmm.
Did not mean to do that.
Prime loot.
Oh, that's me. Hey, welcome to My Mac Gaming. My host Chris, and today's episode we'll be talking about the E3 digital event and the implications of their changes and Unreal's MetaHuman tool that they're coming out with. So to start, let's go with AJ and start talking about E3 2021.
Yeah, baby, that E3. So of course, last year in 2020, when like everything went to shit, of course, a lot of things got canceled, delayed, pushed back, and one of the casualties of all the cancellations of events was actually E3 2020. So last year in 2020, a lot of publishers, developers ended up having to have their own conferences and showcases and events. So this year, it seems like the ESA, which organizes E3, is trying to do a digital event. So last year there was nothing, right? So this year they're trying to at least get a digital event organized, since we're still kind of like fucked in terms of COVID, things like that. Things still aren't where they should be to be able to have big events. So it looks like ESA is trying to organize a digital showcase, and currently they're in talks with a lot of their major partners, their publishers. And one of the things I wanted to bring up with this, right, is having E3 canceled last year, right? So for the last few years, people have always been talking about the death of E3, right? With everyone, I feel like Nintendo was kind of the leader on this. Like they're on their own digital events and showcases with the Nintendo Directs, Treehouse, all that. And so we started to see like even Sony like backed out eventually. And so for a long time, people were like, "Yo, like E3 will eventually die." And then last year it was gone, right? And so everyone just had their own events. So now we have the ESA trying to organize E3 2021 digital showcase. And kind of what I'm wondering is, will it get the same support, right? So if all these companies last year were able to pull off their own showcases, probably spend a lot less money, et cetera, et cetera. Like, will we see, like, will this kind of start to be the demise of E3, like officially? Like, will we see, a show like the E3 showcase that has like no support from any of the major three? Like, imagine E3 doesn't have Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo there. Like, that would be pretty fucking crazy. But I feel like this year could be possible, right? So again, E3 2021, it's not confirmed. They just got proposals out right now to all their partners and publishers and developers. And I guess they're kind of trying to see who wants to kind of join in and, uh, join the showcase. I think right now, just reading the article, I got an article up from Kotaku. They were saying that this year's E3 might be as a strictly online affair with 3 days of streaming content running from June 15th to June 17th. And that's just kind of where it's at right now. So they're in talks, and I just want to throw it out to the group. What do you guys think? Like, will they get some good feedback from this? Will people be like, "Oh yeah, I want to join E3," or do you think people have already started planning their own showcases for the summer? And this at this point, it's like, hey man, we already got our own shit going. Like, sorry E3, like we don't got nothing for you. And do you think this is kind of like the official nail in the coffin for E3? So I'll throw it over to Marc first. And what do you think about this whole E3 thing, man? And is this officially it? Is this gonna be the first one where it sucks and then it's gonna be all
over? I think it's not gonna. I don't think it'll go anywhere really in terms of like. I think it's still gonna be a thing. I think the hype around E3 is just gonna keep carrying it around. Because I was actually, while you were talking, I was looking up attendance numbers, and I mean, there's still above 60,000 people attending E3. The last one, obviously being in 2019, and it was canceled in 2020. I do think more and more companies are probably going to start moving to streaming-based things. Yeah. Streaming's where it's at. it is convenient for everybody. I think it's cheaper probably for these companies to put on shows because now you don't need these massive areas like and permits and uh, I don't know, like everything that comes with having to hold such a massive scale operation. Now you just have, probably an office, a decent sized office, a production area at least, and you just host it
Mhm.
all electronically. And I think that's going to be definitely the direction we go versus it just kind of being like left to the side because the big three are, making their own uh, announcements and schedules and things like that.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Chris?
because 68, 69, 66,000 for the last three done that they've done.
Yeah, so I was looking at the history of E3, and first of all, I was like, why was it canceled in 2020? Well, then forgot coronavirus. It's
Man,
it's
the,
been
the
so
year,
long.
hey, the year was so bad for Chris that like he just like deleted it from his mind. Like 2020 just didn't even happen for Chris. It was that
And
bad.
yeah, then I looked at 2019 because I remember there's something weird about that year's E3, and PlayStation wasn't even there.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if the companies will still want to attend this. I mean, I have no doubt there'll still be a hyped event, and a lot of people will watch it, despite it not being a physical meeting like it has been in the past years.
hmm
Because, like Mark said, digital is like the new thing now. Um, but yeah, I don't know, because previously, when a company showcases their event, they had a huge lineup of videos and trailers, gameplay, whatever's. And because I don't quite remember, but I think this year Sony just didn't have anything to showcase, and that's why they didn't attend. Was that the case?
What,
And
2019?
they have their
Yeah, in
own
2019.
venues for showing things off.
Yeah, I think 2019 they just wanted to do their own. They had like their own little like venue showcase thing.
And was that because they didn't have enough to show to contend with everyone else?
No, I think 2019 they showed what Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. So I
Okay.
feel like they had something to show. I just feel like they were just want to do their own thing.
Well,
Yeah,
for
they just
20,
used other video
yeah.
game expos and recorded videos throughout the year versus just doing them all in one big event. They just had many other small events throughout the year.
Okay. Yeah,
See,
I mean,
one thing that I was thinking about too with the whole E3 thing, right? Like one good thing about companies being able to do it on their own is they have like complete control. Like they can throw things into at the last minute. They could even delay shit if they want, right? Like, I think we saw last year that there was some delays of people's events that got pushed back a little bit. So like they have that ability to, you know, delay a whole showcase if they need to because they run the whole show. Whereas with the E3, it's like, hey, like this is the week. Like your shit has to be done by this week. So now you have this kind of like you know rush and like cram uh period to try to get something to go into the showcase for like the hyped event. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of there's a lot more pros, right, to just hey we're just gonna do our own event. The fans will show up anyway. Like there's no reason for us to get all of our shit into it. Uh, so I wouldn't be surprised if I, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot less presence. Like maybe there won't be no presence at all. Um, from like at least Sony and Microsoft. I think that maybe they'll at least give them something to display on some sort of stream, like maybe IGN or someone does some sort of like all day long 12-hour stream and where they look at specific games and they throw them a game. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if at least with the big three, there's not even a conference within the realm of the E3 branding, and they just like, yeah, we got our own showcase in July or something like that, just to make sure that we got control, to make sure shit's ready.
Yeah, I see more companies doing like I think was it 2019 or 2020 where they were just releasing videos to like get ahead of the E3. I think that was 2019. They're putting out videos and announcing things before E3 so they wouldn't get
Yeah.
sucked into E3 hype. So it turned into this like month event where you were just getting constant drips of gaming news. And I see this going the way of like maybe we have a week where just everybody's releasing stuff at the same time, but it's not a structurized thing. As you know, Ubisoft and EA are probably big enough to break out if they haven't already. I think Activision already does their own thing, so I could see the big companies doing that, and maybe the AA developers are at E3. You know, the indie tier developers are at PAX, and then the big guys just have their own special events.
Yeah, it'll be weird, man. If in let's say like in 5 years, like E3 is not a thing, like it'll be so weird because I grew up on E3. Like I still remember going into GameStop back when it was called Babbage's, at least in some of the areas that I lived in North America. Like buying the little E3 All Access DVDs, you know, like that's how I viewed like what was coming, you know, later on that year and the following year. And sometimes it came with demo discs too. Like, so E3 has always been like a special thing for me. I used to take off work in preparation to view the big conferences and all the shit for E3. So it'll definitely be kind of like a sad thing because you know when E3 happened, like you knew everyone was gonna be there, so you know you're just gonna get like a shit ton of information dump all at once on all the big shit that you just knew was coming. Whereas now, like everyone's so separate, like it's all just sparse. Like, oh man, like I don't know when the next showcase for this is happening, or the fucking Bandai Namco showcase is happening, whatever. Like, I guess it's just kind of disappointing that this potentially no longer will be that like designated week where you're gonna get like the info dump on literally
It's
all
the climax
big
of the
shit.
gaming
Yeah,
news.
fucking everything is there, like every single fucking thing.
Yeah,
So
'cause it used to
that'll be
be,
kind of disappointing.
yeah, like just like you said, everyone's anticipating E3. Everyone's
Oh, yeah.
saving the big news for E3, and once that week hits, just boom, just drops a bomb of
Like
news
a
to you.
fucking like atomic bomb going
Yeah.
off, dude. A fucking nuclear bomb like in the gaming industry just going off, just dumping all of this
Just chain reaction. It's like
chain
big news and
reaction.
big news and
Yeah.
trailer after trailer. It's like, oh my god, everyone's
Yeah,
minds are being
freaking
blown.
out. Yeah, that the week of E3 has always been just this like just incredible. Like it's like the Super Bowl for gaming. You know what I mean? Like it was just that level of
You better
hypeness.
block out your next couple of days.
Yeah,
'cause your schedule's packed.
you take off the first 3 days of that week, man, because I'm telling you right now, like some shit's about to drop.
Yeah, and with if each major company is now having their own digital event throughout the year, it's just news here and there.
Here and there.
I mean, you might have some spikes of interest every now and then, but then you don't have that. It doesn't have that same impact as
Yeah,
E3.
it doesn't have the same spectacle, you know.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. That'd be kind of sad if E3 goes away.
Hell yeah, man.
I slowly see it declining, which I hope it comes back once everything normalizes again.
Yeah.
That is.
Who knows when that'll happen? But that's the funny thing about that, right? Is once things do normalize, and in the E3 conference can happen again with in-person attendance. Well, we see like a resurge that now that everyone's like, oh fuck, like we can go out, like where we see a resurgence of E3 because some people are flocking to it in the same vein of like, you know, like Comic Cons and shit like that. Like people just flocking, and then like it kind of because of the attendance kind of brings people there too. But who knows, man? I don't fucking know. Like again, that shit costs money. The show floor space costs money. The booths cost money. Like maybe at this point, companies are just like, fuck it. Like we know people are there, but you're just gonna watch shit on YouTube anyway, so we don't give a fuck.
They gotta bring the price down if they're gonna do it, because like I went to Tokyo Game Show a couple years ago and it was like $30 to see most things, and then for E3 of 2019 it was $250 for a 3-day badge. I don't know if there's any cheaper price for that or not, but that is pricey to get in. And then
I guess it also makes sense too. It might just be like a price barrier to entry. If like that shit's $30, like the whole fucking US would be trying to go to this one event, and it'd be so overcrowded that this wouldn't even be fun.
I mean, Tokyo
So it
Game
could be
Show
one of
was
those
insane,
things where
but
Yeah.
I looked up the Tokyo Game Show, and in 2018, the attendance was 298,000 people.
Definitely felt like that when I went.
I cannot wait to
Well,
go.
then that's a good point, right? Like, Matt, how long did you have to wait in line? Or did you skip lines because the fucking wait time was insane? You know what I mean?
The only real lines were for like the Final Fantasy VII demo.
The
And
good
stuff
shit.
like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, man. That would suck if you had to wait 4 hours.
Was it
Play like a
E3 where they were talking about having like
10-minute game.
ads while you wait in line for things?
I don't
That's
remember.
wild.
That's smart though.
I don't know. It's not what I
I mean,
want.
the people's there. If there's a fucking monitor to my right with an ad, as long as it's a good ad, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'd rather watch an ad than just stand there staring at like back of someone's head.
Or like my phone. Yeah. Give me
Mhm.
something new.
Yeah,
I
it
want
was for
all my
2020.
senses to be overloaded. Yo, you can pre-purchase your ticket for TGS from the convenience store, bro. I'm just gonna walk down the road and get one from Lawson's.
Yo,
Oh, that's dope.
Game over.
That is dope.
you can actually pre-order so many things at Lawson's. It's ridiculous. You can buy something off Amazon and pay at Lawson's.
Yes, I
That
did see
is
that.
insane. Are you
That blew
serious?
my mind.
What the fuck?
Dude, Lawson's is great. I want them to run my life as much as Google runs my life.
One day I'm gonna come over there, man, just so I can get some spicy chicken.
Bro, do it. We can eat all the goddamn spicy chicken you want
And hash browns.
and hash
Go
browns.
ham. Give me some of
And
that
ham.
salmon onigiri again.
Oh,
That's the
What do you
good
think?
shit.
E3 2021 show off the KF console.
They've got to,
the
right?
KF console.
When is that drop this year, right?
I don't know.
No, I have no idea. I don't know if it exists.
It apparently
Like, we
is.
should like.
It's just a-
It's real.
It's a meme.
It's just a
meme.
PC with a built inside of a chicken warmer.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a NUC. Like I think it's an Intel NUC.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what it is.
So, and then it has room for a decent GPU.
The chicken warmer heats off of the internals of the computer, right?
Yep, that thing is
Yeah,
burning
apparently-
like crazy.
Yep, Cooler Master's like, hey, you know what? You know what you can do with all this extra heat? Warm your chicken.
Warm your chicken. Yeah,
The
that's-
heat
Oh my
sink
God.
is the grill.
Dude, if
that's
I could
amazing.
if I could put a 3090 in there, I would have gotten this for a meme. And then kept my Lawson's chicken in there. Get maybe some some karage, just throw all that in there. Oh,
KF console.
So hold on,
Karage
grab a snack.
fried
You don't even move from your seat. Just open your console, grab some chicken.
dude,
Oh wait, it came out.
that would be great.
I need to look that up.
Well, speaking
don't
of E3,
I think it's
is
out.
there any particular game that you guys are
Elden Ring.
like hoping to see around that time, or you want to make a prediction on any game or something like that?
I want them to say the word Elden Ring, and then I also want Payday 3.
Payday 3.
Ooh, Payday
Yes.
3.
Dude, been
Fuck
another
yeah.
Payday kick again. It's been great.
Rocket League
Payday
2.
3.
What
What
are
would they
the
do with
odds?
Rocket League 2?
Better graphics.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Now with more
could they do?
rockets.
Just update the engine,
Increase,
right?
increase the player count. 10v10.
To be dead.
Dude, absolute mayhem.
You have different
Unless-
vehicles like jets.
Yeah, if
Jets
there's
and,
not like
Navy
a
ships.
exactly, if it's not like a Battlefield level esque with vehicles level of integration, I want it.
Oh, we'll probably
It's
see
like,
Battlefield 6. Speaking of Battlefield, probably see that at
Yeah.
E3 for sure.
Call of Duty 2021, whatever the fuck it's gonna be called.
Cold War 2.
What
I've been
are the odds that we won't hear shit about Elden Ring even
Pretty high.
before E3 or at E3? Maybe not until later this year. What do you guys think?
If you see something, it's going to be a cinematic trailer that tells you nothing about the game.
Yeah,
More than likely.
I really think they're gonna come on stage. They're gonna be people are gonna be anticipating something. They're gonna grab the microphone.
Elden Ring.
We're still working on it, Elden Ring, and then just fucking go away.
Everyone's just like, oh,
Yeah, and then like,
Still in development. They did
Still
the
in the
thing.
government.
Is this the only trailer that they've released for this game?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
that is accurate. That's correct.
Telling you, dude. They just got to say the word, and that's gonna hype people out of their mind.
Yeah, or it'll be like the game show where it's like Elden Ring won most anticipated game.
Yo, that was such a meme. I loved it.
Yeah, that was dope. I agree. They know, man. Miyazaki
And
knows
George
that
R. Martin.
they want this. That people want this game so bad.
Well, you guys
Like,
don't
they
realize
gotta
that
deliver.
he's still writing the script for it, so it's gonna be a couple more years.
Oh, that actually explains everything.
Yeah, that looks so baller right there.
Well, there was rumors that the game is practically done at this point. Like they're just polishing it. Could release this year for all we know.
I thought it was supposed to release last year.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's tight. How she just equips that arm.
Now I'm getting a bunch of ads for KFC, and one, I'm hungry, and two, I did not realize they dropped finger licking good because of the COVID.
Oh,
That's
wow.
really funny.
Socially distancing good.
Probably move on to the
Yeah,
next
we need to-
topic.
Yeah, because I was about to start talking about KFC, the recipe for seduction or some shit.
All right,
Oh.
so Mark, you're gonna tell us about Unreal Engine's MetaHuman?
I am.
Oh,
So,
baby.
MetaHuman is an Unreal Engine based generator, essentially just make character creator like on steroids, and everything's
Yep.
super realistic. It includes hair, it includes movement. You can incorporate those assets into mocap stuff, so that way you can just start generating people instead of doing having people make these by hand. You can just have people making people in like minutes.
Yep.
And it's similar to like that this person does not exist, but this whole thing just blows my mind. And I don't even know how, like, what industry is going to benefit the most from it. I obviously it's going to be good with movies. I see maybe people using it for video games as their main protagonist. I'm pretty sure we'll still have like the similar Madden background where you have like the dots that are vaguely out of focus that are all doing the same thing. Just like, yeah, football.
Oh, yeah, you can cancel. Madden will never use this shit because they don't update their game. So
Yeah, there's
Madden's just looking at this like, oh, look, something we'll never use because we're gonna keep using Unreal Engine 2 and never upgrade anything because we're a sports game.
They
Yeah,
update the rosters,
That's
you
it.
could push that over the internet.
or
as
you could sell it for
DLC.
$60 a year for all these, including myself, sheeple who fucking just buy this game every year because I want to play with the new rosters.
You give them the
wild.
abilities to do that every year.
I know.
They just get away with the crime.
So what do you think people, as a consensus, is there anything that you think that this, as great as it is, you think there's gonna be things that are greatly benefited, like any industry specifically? The only thing I actually ever come up with in my mind is when the guy from Fast and Furious, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Paul Walker.
Yeah, where they just deep faked him into a movie. I feel like that is just remaking people's likeness is going to be massive. But
Yeah, I think that yeah, both gaming and movies will benefit from this, or just film in general will benefit from this a lot. I know they mentioned like all the rigging and like animation shit that you need is like already all built in, so you can do mocap and all that good shit like right through this tool. Then you see on the screen like all the different how easy it is to just throw some sliders around and really like get the face like how you envision for your character.
yeah,
So it'll help, I think, make things pretty quick for games that are trying to create like a lot of people, maybe like a lot of different NPCs. Like I don't know if they have settings to like randomize, so you can just pump out like a shit ton of different looking characters to like roam the streets or your world or stuff like that. Like, that'd be pretty cool. And I haven't really read too much into this part, but I also wonder if this is something that can like be built into the framework of a like RPG, and you can kind of use that same tool, but maybe a little bit lessened to create your own character in a game. Like that would be kind of interesting too.
That's got to be part of it, right?
I
I
don't
mean,
know. Like that's the thing. I don't know if it's like a tool that you're like, yeah, you can use this to make characters, and you can turn around and put it in your game to allow the user to create their own character. I don't know. Um,
Um,
and then one thing
oh,
I was talking about before we got on to in regards to the film, you know, I don't know if anyone's has seen the behind the scenes of the Mandalorian, but they're already using engine to create, digital environments in the background, like real time on the set. Like they have these big ass screens that are literally running Unreal Engine, like real time with like different locations and backgrounds. So they're already kind of using all this digital technology in film. So now they could probably take this and recreate people or create just straight full animated movies, TV shows, whatever. So I think this is just Unreal probably even securing their place within the film industry as well, even further. But yeah, man, I think a lot of industries are going to benefit off this a shit ton.
I don't know if you guys remember this because we only played it for like 3 hours. Uh, Black Desert Online, the character creator, uh, I think was probably very akin to what you're talking about, AJ. And I never really thought about that. Is bringing that level of character creation into
Mhm.
like a player's hands, and I think that'd be phenomenal. You could just make literally anybody.
I mean,
Um,
I have some gripes about that character creation, but it's like they give you like 5 options for a face.
yep.
It's like hot Korean dude, slightly different looking hot Korean dude, like 3 more of those, and then white dude. Those are like the 5 options.
Yeah,
And
there's
same with
only
the
two
girls,
kinds of people in this world.
and all the eye colors are all color contacts. But I did think the hair engine they had in that game was really impressive.
Yeah.
Like you can shorten bangs to a certain point, flip it out, and I was blown away by that.
What they need to do is they need to incorporate this engine into the WWE games.
Oh, that's what we need right there.
Yeah.
Marketized game.
I actually had a question for you guys. Speaking of character creation, for the those games that do have the really in-depth character creation, for some reason I can't think of any off the top of my head, but the ones that have like, oh, if you move this meter, you can like really change the nose, you can change the jawline, you
Right.
can change the cheekbone, you can change the eye socket. Like, do any of y'all actually fuck with that? Because most of the time I just ignore all
I-
that shit because I'm just like, I'm gonna fuck this character up, so just don't even touch it.
So, back on the PS3, I'm not sure what year this was, probably like 2007 or something like that. There was a Tiger Woods like PGA Tour game, and it had a very in-depth character creator, way ahead of its time, and you can actually adjust like the nose height by like millimeters, and the bridge and the cheekbones, and pretty much every part of the face is broken out into polygon, which you can adjust.
Yep.
And I actually spent like 2 hours creating my own face.
Oh my god.
I had like a mirror and just kept looking back and forth.
Jesus.
And I got pretty close.
Damn.
Yeah. So if there was something like that today, I'd probably do it.
So you fucking committed.
Yeah, I really did.
I think normally when I play a game, I kind of just push random until I get something that looks kind of cool. And I'm like, all right, cool, and I roll with that. That's what I did with my Cyberpunk character. Except when I did that, I put massive penis because you got to. Yeah, especially in Division where we had the Bollywood the Bollywood brothers just running around.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. But I guess what I would do is I'll just wait for someone to put a tutorial and be like, hey, use these numbers and you're gonna have this character look exactly like this person. Like if I could have Obama kicking down like a door, like from Modern Warfare or some shit, just slaying bodies, I'm gonna have Obama doing that,
I think Final Fantasy 14 was the last one that I spent a good amount of time messing with. I thought that one was pretty good. Code Vein 2 has a pretty good character creator if you want to make an anime character.
Okay. I gotta try that out one day.
Yeah, I feel like, especially in Final Fantasy, I don't ever really care about my customization because I'm so zoomed out anyways. I can't see any of the details. I care even less than I normally do.
When you're playing story mode, you see your character a lot.
Yeah, I don't care about the story. I'm here to mess things up.
Yeah, in games like Dark Souls, where you're either gonna look hollow or you have a helmet or a hood on, I really don't care about character creation. Plus, after you're like
I agree
your
with that.
20th save, you start to not care.
Nope.
And was it Saints Row that you had your weird character also in the cutscenes, and you just had the weirdest looks? You'd be a very serious scene, and this guy's just coming in, just wearing like a dinosaur suit. It's like, yeah, I totally agree with that. Oh man, good times. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was about it with MetaHumans. There wasn't a whole lot there, but I just kind of wanted to see what you guys thought about
Yeah,
it.
it was,
'Cause
it
it
was,
is
it was
some
just more
phenomenal
like
tech.
yeah, it was more like just like a crazy ass like tool to see, like the fact that like shit like this is being created, and I think that this is the type of shit, along with Unreal Engine 5, that we'll start to really see the fruits of it like come about within the next like maybe like next year is when we'll start to see like I think games dropping that are actually using Unreal Engine 5 and maybe some of this tech too. Like games are gonna start to look fucking crazy.
You know, now that I'm looking at it again, it just might be one of those things where we have like fake celebrities. Like, yeah, you can make a current known actual celebrity in the game and call it a day. But like, you know how we have the virtual pop stars in like the Asian countries, things like that. We
Mhm.
might just have like this quote unquote virtual actor, because they can make voices up. They can make this character and be like, yeah, this guy will be in your movie, but you're gonna have to pay us for the rights to use his likeness, and they just send
Oh,
the
yeah.
file over.
So they have like voice actors and like
Yeah,
an insane face or something.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah, that'd be
wild
actually
to
really
think
cool.
about. Yeah.
Do you guys remember that one? I think it was E3 or something like that, where it was for the next Kojima game. They had that CG guy
Oh,
talking to someone in an interview.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Let
with
me
the
find it.
bandages.
I can't remember.
I think it was for Metal Gear Solid 4, not 4, 5, before it was known as Metal Gear Solid 5. And this guy with bandages all over his face was having an interview with this one guy. And I was like, kind of looks slightly awkward, but didn't think too much of it. Then as the interview progressed, I was thinking, wait,
Oh, that one.
that's a CG dude. So I think every E3 after that, I'm always looking out for, is that guy CG? Is that a real person?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be even harder.
It's gonna be really hard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just browsing what Matt had pulled
Yeah.
up, and yeah, it looks like what you were saying. Yeah, it's right. I don't even
It
remember
looks
this.
a little janky now, but back then it was pretty convincing.
Honestly, even now
That's crazy.
that still
pretty
looks
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's over several layers like of compression.
Yeah.
Man, Movie Dick Studios.
All right. Anything else for MetaHuman or E3?
No, but if you do a quick scroll,
Yeah, there's a baby topic that got added
there is
there.
a baby topic.
The quicks.
Yeah, that's your boy. This I
little
almost
baby
forgot
topic
about
has
it.
been
Yeah,
added.
we gotta talk about this shit.
Black
Yo.
Myth Wukong.
Matt, pull that fucking trailer up for the people, because people gotta see this shit if they haven't seen it already.
Yeah,
The new
I
trailer
actually
that
haven't
dropped.
seen it yet, so
it is
that first one. I think it's
very
IGN one.
hype.
Do they have their own YouTube channel, or is it just on like IGN?
I've only seen it on IGN. I haven't seen it anywhere else.
Yeah, IGN, GameSpot. That's about it.
Is this it?
If it just came out a couple days ago, then that's it.
So this was a Chinese game, right?
Yep, from a studio called Game Science. So for this year is the year of the
Ox.
bull, right? Oh, Year of the Ox, right? And so they put out like a special trailer kind of in celebration of Year of the Ox. It features a lot of like ox type of characters, but the trailer has like a lot of gameplay in it as well. And just like look at this game, dude. Like this game
great.
looks fucking insane. Like, and I was, bro, as soon as I saw that this trailer dropped, like I was so
Ooh, look at
fucking
that.
hyped. Like,
One's
look
really
at this
cool.
shit. Look at
I
this
don't like
shit.
those centipedes.
And
Oh, dude.
I think Matt probably has the audio turned off for make sure we don't get copyright or whatever. But the music is like really good. Fitting for the theme. And just like look at the gameplay, man. For obviously the graphics and the visuals look great,
Mhm.
and then that gameplay has that kind of Dark Souls esque with the
Yeah.
dodging and the combos, like just like a dope ass action game.
Yeah,
And
this
you're
game
like,
It
looks
hits.
this game looks
and you're
good.
sitting here looking at this, it's just like, god damn, like,
Look at all those particles.
and you're just like, is it too good to be true? Like, that this game looks this incredible. And also, it also makes you wonder, like, we actually get this game. Like, I don't know how far along this game is. When you look at it, you're like, fuck, dude, this game looks like it's pretty far along to be looking, this good. But I just hope that we actually eventually get this game because, like, I want to play this shit. This just looks
Yeah,
ridiculous.
this does look really good.
Man, I
Man,
can't wait to
look
put
at
this on
that.
PC and get 30 frames.
And the cool thing is, in the trailer, there's actually like frame drops. So if you read the comments on the YouTube, people are like, "Oh man, I'm so glad there's frame drops. Let me know this is real."
Yeah, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, we'll see. Medium was the
Cinematic.
I don't know how optimized that game was, but it did not run as well on that my PC as I expected. So this thing looks like it would hit my PC probably as hard, if not harder.
Matt, the trailer's dropping frames from the devs own machine.
SLI 3090s over there.
Dude, look at that shit. God, that's hype. That's a boss right there.
That's cool.
It's gonna be
Boom.
like a mobile game. It's just gonna be
Strong
Raid Shadow Legends.
Do you know
That
how
would be
hilarious that'd be?
hilarious.
Like, but yeah, man, I just wanted to mention this because it's too incredible not to mention, man. Like a game that looks that good, it looks a lot better than most action games that are out right now in terms of like animations, visuals, and just the overall quality of it. So I'm hoping that all of that is maintained and wrapped into a good story and actually delivered as an actual good game because like it looks incredible and like my hype meter keeps fucking going up every time they drop a new trailer.
Mm.
Hey, game conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Black Myth. Shadow Legends.
Mm.
I think you're on to something, Mark.
Interesting. They're so similar.
Because Shadow
Yeah.
Legends does look really good.
It does.
I've never actually downloaded a game or watched too much of it, but at least in
The
the
game actually doesn't look
countless
that bad.
advertisements I've seen.
I've seen actual gameplay. It didn't look that bad.
Yeah,
Now
I played it for a bit, but
the
doesn't look
true
very home
let's
about.
be real here. The true criminal of advertisements is fucking AFK Arena, Matt's favorite game.
It is a
That game
really
is-
good game.
That is the true like prime criminal of false advertising for their game.
That is my
Yeah, I
favorite
would say
mobile
that.
game.
Because
I know.
I've seen some dope ads where I'm like, wow, I need to get that game. Then it says AFK Arena. And I'm like, what the fuck? I know that's how the game plays.
I'm not sure if this is like a Japan thing, but do you guys get the one where it's like there's a guy walks in the screen and there's like the poles you have to pull out?
Everywhere. On games
Okay.
where even in games that don't actually have that as a mechanic,
Yeah.
they just add that for some reason.
Okay,
It's
hold
like the
on.
whole thing and it's like AFK Arena.
All right. As a pro AFK Arena player, let me break down this trailer. The gameplay
What is
looks
this
nothing like
trailer?
this.
What
Why?
is this trailer?
What is this?
Huh.
This is AFK Arena?
No. What is this?
Yeah, the game looks just like this, Chris.
Yeah, this is drawing 3 or
What
more
is
of the
this?
same faction gets a special buff.
Oh, yes. Okay, so if you have 3 members on your team that are from the same faction, you get a buff, but it is not presented as cards or anything like that.
That's why I'm very I've played the game and I'm very confused.
Oh, wait. Is this new?
Hmm.
Oh, Matt, you may have just
Dang,
know,
Matt
found
just
some
throwing
more
us
info.
into some new.
Hey,
DLC
what happened to
for
being the
game.
resident expert?
I don't know. There's so many things to click on in that game. I miss it sometimes.
The game has so much false advertising that Matt just doesn't even know what the game is anymore.
Matt actually
He's
hasn't played the
confused.
game yet.
He's a pro player.
Oh, that's why.
He's
This
a
just
one
came out
day
yesterday.
ago. Resident expert.
This just came out yesterday. I actually didn't load it up today.
Let me see. Got to get your dailies, bro, if you're gonna be an expert.
Maybe this will explain it.
Ah, yes.
Flip a coin, indeed.
The War of the
Interesting.
Wits.
War of the Wits. Looks like a card
Hmm.
game. Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what the
confused.
game actually looks like.
Yeah,
and
this looks
then
like this
it
might
goes back.
be a new event that they're doing that I haven't seen yet.
Interesting.
Because the gameplay there was like the gameplay, and then the card
No,
screen
my
did
fav-
look like the game itself.
My
So
favorite AFK arena ad is the one where like it looks like you're playing as a guy, like it's like an action RPG, and he's just fucking like wrecking house, like just destroying like 100 dudes on screen. I'm like, damn, that's like a
Oh,
cool ass
yeah.
game, dude. Yeah,
I've seen that
and
one.
it's like AFK arena, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how the game plays.
so I don't actually see it. I'm kind of browsing through these. None of these are those fake ads. So I think those are just like online. I don't know if you guys knew this, but
Actual,
Ezio is in AFK Arena.
Yeah. That's good. Nah, my favorite
There's
mobile
There's your
game ever
gameplay.
was
That was gameplay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Assassin's Creed.
I do not have them
That's
because
pretty cool.
characters like him cost like $90.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they make their
That
money.
mobile
That
life.
sure
that mobile
is.
life.
This is the most how do I explain this? This is a game made for whales, and I'm surprised I've not spent any money on it. It is a really good
Oh,
game,
wow.
but it can be pricey if you're gonna get into like the high tiers. Like these characters, yep, $90 a piece, and they're also like top tier. So if you're going into PvP battles, you have to some cash down.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
How
are
much
we
money
talking
it
about
costs to
this?
develop this game?
Because we were making fun of your mobile game of choice.
Moving from Black Myth
AFK Arena
Wukong to
and
AFK
Spider
Arena.
Solitaire?
All right. Well, anything else for Black Myth Wukong?
I
Nah.
just- I
Oh,
look
that's the
forward to
game we were
seeing more.
talking about.
I look forward to seeing more.
It does
That's
look
the
really
actual
good.
game.
Does look
Yep.
good. And is that? Do you know what consoles it's coming to?
I don't think they've ever stated. I don't think they've stated platforms or anything other than like we've been trying to build this game, and I know they were trying to recruit more talent, grow the studio. I think that was pretty much about it.
Probably like PC next gen consoles.
That's what it says on the.
Yeah, there's no way a One X is or a PS4 is gonna run that.
No, PS4 ain't running that.
The Wikipedia for it does say 2023 and
Okay. Oh,
next gen consoles and PC.
Sweet.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
I cannot vouch for that.
Perfect. I can believe that. I'm surprised it's
Some more
Unreal
years
Engine
in.
4. That shit looks like Unreal Engine 5.
Oh,
All
this
right.
whole this whole website's in Chinese.
As I expected.
Google Translate. That's all I need.
Yeah.
And that's the podcast. All right,
Fuck
thanks
yeah.
for tuning in. On the bottom, we see the Twitter, Mad Mega Gaming, Matt's Twitch, Drew Chetlu, and YouTube channel and iTunes. That's all we got.
Bye.